Governor Matt Bevin makes strong allegations of what he calls corruption and greed under the Beshear administration. We'll have the latest breaking details from Frankfurt.
I'm Mike Byer in Harrison County, where a truck carrying a full load of Mercedes-Benz rolls off the side of the road.
The largest solar energy facility in the state of Kentucky is nearing completion. Coming up, we'll take you out to Mercer County.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. Corruption and coercion. Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin is launching scathing accusations today against the administration of former Governor Steve Beshear.
The Republican governor says his office has discovered evidence of potential criminal wrongdoing during the previous administration. WKYT's Victor Puente is live at the state capitol with the breaking details. Victor?
Well, Governor Matt Bevin didn't take any questions today, instead reading from a prepared statement regarding what he's calling possible illegal activity under the previous administration. Governor Bevin said during the first 4 months of his administration, his staff uncovered evidence that officials in the prior administration failed to meet the standards that the law and the people of Kentucky demand from state government officials. He claims that under Steve Beshear's administration, state employees were coerced into donating money to Democratic causes and candidates, including the campaign of Attorney General Andy Beshear, the former governor's son. He also said a $3 million no-bid contract was awarded to a company that retained the husband of Beshear's Secretary of the Cabinet as a consultant and employed a former governor's official as a lobbyist. He said because of these and other findings, he's asking for an investigation led by the current Secretary of the Finance and Administration Cabinet, Bill Landrum.
Your job does not require a political contribution from this administration or at any time in the future. Your job does not require a political contribution.
Bevin said there are other questionable activities that they aren't able to discuss. The Attorney General's office told us they are preparing a statement regarding these allegations. Live in Frankfurt, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Now, Andy Beshear, the Attorney General, is currently suing Governor Bevin over cuts to education, and that case will be going to court later in the week.
Other news, we have a traffic alert to pass along this midday. A Harrison County road is blocked for an overturned tractor trailer. It happened around 8:30 this morning on Highway 36 west between Renneker-Berry and Stringtown-Weber roads west of Cynthiana. WKYT's Mike Byer is near the scene with more on what happened and when police expect that road to reopen. Mike?
As you can see behind me, this is going to be a costly accident because the semi that rolled over was carrying a full load of Mercedes-Benz. When first responders arrived to the scene on Highway 36, they found a semi-truck rolled over on its side. The semi was carrying a full load of brand new Mercedes-Benz. Sheriff's deputies say the semi was heading towards I-75. They tell us an animal crossing the road may have caused the truck to lose control. The driver was not injured. As a result of the rollover, the westbound lane of Highway 36 remains closed. Deputies tell us this isn't an ideal road for semis to be on.
This road's terrible for semis. It's just too curvy. Obviously, if you're going to operate on this road, you need to be extremely careful. But like I said, fortunately, he's okay.
Now, a couple flatbed trucks just arrived on scene. Sheriff Stevens says it's going to take roughly 4 more hours before they can clean up this mess. In Harrison County, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Now, the eastbound lane of Highway 36 is open, but drivers are urged to use caution when driving through the area. A man arrested for a robbery on the UK campus will face a judge in less than an hour. Police say a student was robbed at gunpoint last month inside a parking garage on Hewlett Drive. The victim says 2 suspects hit him with an assault rifle and stole his car keys and Gucci belt. He told police he was meeting with someone to buy marijuana when he was robbed. Avian Camp of Louisville is charged with robbery. He'll answer to that charge in court at 1 o'clock. A 17-year-old who was found murdered in a central Kentucky field last week will be laid to rest this afternoon. Tristan Cole's funeral will be held at Alexander and Royalty Funeral Home in Harrodsburg at 1 o'clock. Police say the Mercer County High School student was shot to death last Wednesday. Another teenager has been charged with murder and robbery in the case.
An autopsy is being performed today to try to figure out the official cause of death for a Louisville child. Police say the 3-year-old was alone in a van and suffered cardiac arrest when he was found by a school attendant outside an elementary school. That toddler died at the scene. The National Weather Service says the temperature was around 83 degrees at the time. It is another warm day here in the Bluegrass under mostly sunny skies right now. The rain chances, though, do ramp back up over the next few days. Let's go to WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, so check out these highs from yesterday. We were in the mid-80s. 86 degrees was the highest spot we saw officially across the region. That was in Jackson County and Breathitt County. We're at 85 in Frankfort. We are in the 80s there for Lexington, London. This was yesterday. Lower 80s, Moorhead, down toward Owensville as well. Where are the temperatures now? Well, we're in the low to mid 70s for the most part. A couple of upper 70s down southeast. Southeast, no doubt about it, you guys will be warmer than everybody else, and you'll finish off in the mid 80s. But for the most part, we won't actually reach those temperatures that you just saw. Reason being is because the cloud cover out and about. Just look up above you. I mean, it's not really thick clouds, but it's enough cloud cover that'll keep us just a little bit cooler than where we were yesterday, but you're not going to feel the difference. I mean, we're talking 82 degrees as opposed to 84, 85. Now, these won't be record-breaking temperatures, but what you're going to feel outside this afternoon is not just warm temperatures, but now some moisture. So humidity is going to be up just a bit. And what that means is that's kind of the precursor of what you can expect the next few days, because moisture comes first, then the energy, then the rain. I'll show you when the rain comes in just a few minutes.
Still very pleasant around these parts. Micah, thank you. And it is a much different situation out in Texas. Heavy rains and flash flooding are hammering the Houston area, claiming the lives of 5 people so far. More than a foot of rain has already fallen in parts of the Lone Star State, submerging neighborhoods and several major highways. Schools have been closed and power knocked out to thousands of homes. And it's not over yet. The rain there is expected to last 2 or 3 more days. We'll have a closer look at the damage coming up in a report on WKYT News at 12:30. The state's largest solar power facility has been unveiled in central Kentucky.
Construction of the 52-acre plant in Harrodsburg began last November. It features 45,000 solar panels. WKYT's Mike Linden is in Mercer County now with reaction to this milestone.
I'm standing on the site of what will be the largest solar facility in the state of Kentucky, and LG&E and Kentucky utility officials say they're almost finished with the project.
The solar facility at the E.W. Brown Generation Station in Mercer County will feature more than 44,600 solar panels, with more than 13,000 up and running so far. When completed, the facility will produce enough energy to power 1,500 homes, using an average of 1,000 megawatt hours per month. Right now, the panels are producing 2 of 10 total megawatts. Energy leaders say the zero-emission energy source is a step toward the future, but on a much smaller scale than solar facilities in other parts of the country.
We were looking at going into some community solars as well as some industrial and commercial solar projects. So we're kind of looking at a smaller scale right now. Again, just trying to learn what we're going to do with this project here.
LG&E and KU officials say the solar energy facility will be fully operational by June 1st. In Mercer County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Mike, thank you. And officials say thanks to the bidding process for the site and the evolution of solar technology, the project will come in under the original $36 million budget.
Well, voters are heading to the polls today in the delegate-rich state of New York in the primary there. We'll take a look at what's at stake coming up on Kentucky's #1 Midday News.
Fans and fellow actors are remembering legendary funny lady Doris Roberts. We'll take a look back at her life and career next on WKYT.
Step right up for something fun. For just $1, the excitement's begun. The game's called Keno, and you can play it in an alley. Or you can play it with your best friend, Sally. You can play it here or there. You can play it almost anywhere. Play with many numbers or just a few. How you play is all up to you. You can put down a little or put down a lot. So what do you say? Give Keno a shot. Just pick your numbers and hope you win, and a few minutes later, you can play it again. Now you can play Keno wherever Kentucky Lottery games are sold, fueling imagination, funding education.
Call in now during our Off to the Races sale here at One Day Bath by America's Window. We make bathing easier right out of the gate with our new walk-in tubs. See the low threshold, safety grab bar, chair height seat? The door is easy to operate and all fixtures are within reach. Plus, you can't deny the wonderful feeling of hydrotherapy massage. Join thousands of Lexington area homeowners and regain your bathing independence. Visit our showroom conveniently located here in Lexington at 1190 East New Circle Road. We have 14 baths on display. And hey, now during our Off to the Races sale, you can save up to 20% on a new walk-in tub. Ask about our 0 down and 0 interest option for 12 months. Plus, act now and receive a $500 discount certificate good towards your next purchase. Because you're always a winner at One Day Bath by America's Window.
If you've been in an accident with a semi-truck, let our crash team get started today. Don't delay. Evidence disappears. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Spring is here. It's time for our April Show You the Savings event at Adams Buick GMC Truck in Richmond. Now choose from over 25 new Buick Encores starting at $199 a month with no money due at signing. A new Buick Verano, $188 a month, no money due at signing. A new Buick Regal, $266 a month, no money due at signing. Or save over $6,000 on a new LaCrosse. Plus, get the Adams Advantage, a limited lifetime powertrain warranty. Our April Show You the Savings event at Adams Buick GMC Truck in Richmond, where
see it says sell them.
Do you want to lose weight quickly and safely? Do you want to be healthy for a lifetime? Kim did and lost 238 pounds at Ageless Medical Weight Loss. Betty did and lost 135 pounds. The Ageless program is a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution. Call today for a free consultation.
Rymar Electric, proving electrical contractors now making house calls.
Welcome back to WKYT News at noon. Democrat Hillary Clinton and Republican Donald Trump are looking to cement their status as the frontrunners for their party's presidential nomination today.
And they don't have to go far from home to try to do that. Jamie Yukas has more on today's New York primary.
Hillary Clinton and former President Bill Clinton arrived at their Chappaqua polling station to vote.
Okay, this is a private ballot.
Clinton is hoping her home state of New York gives her a big win in today's primary.
And I just urge everybody, please come out and vote before 9 p.m. tonight.
Clinton is still the frontrunner in the Democratic race, but has seen Bernie Sanders win 8 of the last 9 primaries and caucuses.
This is a movement getting the establishment very, very nervous.
Donald Trump is hoping a little hometown help propels him to big victory. He voted at this Midtown Manhattan synagogue just a few blocks from Trump Towers.
Who are you voting for?
Easy decision.
Trump is up over the 50% mark in all of the polls, and if those numbers hold, he could end up winning nearly all of the 95 delegates available in the GOP primary. Trump is sitting at 755 delegates right now, and he needs 1,237 to wrap up the nomination without a floor fight at the convention.
We're going to do it on the first ballot. We're going to get to that big 1237.
Ted Cruz and John Kasich have already turned their attention to next week's contest. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, New York.
Well, voters in Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island vote next Tuesday. Clinton and Trump are currently leading in the polls in those states. Well, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell here from Kentucky says that he is, quote, increasingly optimistic that the Republican National Convention in July will go to a second ballot. The comment in an interview with a Louisville TV station seems to suggest that McConnell does not want Trump to emerge as the nominee, despite McConnell's public stance of neutrality in the race. The fallout from the controversial state law in North Carolina continues.
Pearl Jam is the latest artist to cancel shows in the Tar Heel state. The rock band says it's pulling the plug on a concert schedule for tomorrow night in Raleigh due to the passage of House Bill 2, the so-called bathroom bill, which the band calls discriminatory against transgender people. Last week, former Beatles drummer Ringo Starr, rocker Bruce Springsteen, and performance group Cirque du Soleil called off shows in the state to protest that law. Well, Hollywood is mourning the death of beloved character actress Doris Roberts. Her son says she died of natural causes in her sleep overnight Monday in Los Angeles. Roberts' career spanned more than 60 years in TV, movies, and the stage, including roles in All in the Family, Saint Elsewhere, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. But she's probably best known for playing Ray Romano's nosy mom on the sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond. Roberts won 4 Best Supporting Actress Emmys in that role. In a statement, Romano says, quote, "She had an energy and a spirit that amazed me." Doris Roberts was 90 years old.
What a terrific career, huh?
Absolutely.
People are going to remember.
Memorable roles.
Well, Bluegrass Airport will soon be offering nonstop service to a new location.
Find out where United will be taking flight this summer, coming up on WKYT News at noon.
We're in the low to mid-70s at this moment. We're going to be looking toward the afternoon. It looks great in the forecast until we hit late week when some thunderstorms move on in. I'm going to focus on that in my forecast coming up next.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. WKYT.
Don't be chicken. Come into Captain D's for our Southern style whitefish, topped with a special blend of seasonings for our Nashville hotfish. Also try our catfish feast or grilled tilapia and shrimp skewer meal. For full meals starting at $4.99, it's gotta be D's.
Man, your game's really off.
Man, my car got sideswiped and my shoulder's killing me.
What have you done about it?
Well, I made a doctor's appointment. My car's in the shop.
I mean about your legal rights.
Well, I just assumed that...
Don't assume. You need to call Legal Options and speak to one of their experts.
Legal Options?
And you need to do it right now.
Remember, you've got options. Call Legal Options at 1-800-777-7774 now.
Come on, hon, let's go.
I don't mean right now. I'm balling at 250.
Call now during our Off to the Races sale here at One Day Bath by America's Window. A new walk-in tub makes bathing safe and enjoyable with a low threshold and hydrotherapy. Plus, call now and you'll save up to 20% on your new walk-in tub. Ask about our zero down and zero interest option for 12 months. Act now and receive a $500 discount certificate good towards your next purchase. You're always a winner at One Day Bath by America's Window.
On Tuesday, I buried my dentures under 23 tons of cement. And I really freaked out because I needed my mouth for a very important event. So I called Aspen Dental, got in right away, and they made my new choppers in just a few days. And thanks to that service, I'm happy to say, I ate the most hot dogs in history today.
With dentures starting at just $3.99 and ready in days, not weeks. Dentistry's never been easier. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
Folks have been taking the short drive to satisfaction for over 20 years. Not only Winchester folks, but folks all across the state and even across the country. And who wouldn't come here? With over 2,500 vehicles to choose from here in Winchester, Kentucky. No matter if it's 100 miles or the short drive from Lexington, our staff will help you start your journey. Tim Short Chevrolet.
Don't be chicken. Come into Captain D's for our Southern style whitefish, topped with a special blend of seasonings for our Nashville hotfish. Also try our catfish feast or grilled tilapia and shrimp skewer meal. For full meals starting at $4.99, it's gotta be D's.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on News Radio 630 WLAP. Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
We do have the cloudy skies out and about, but the good news here is they're mid-upper level clouds, and you don't get any rain out of that. You got to get them down to the lower levels. We're not seeing that at the moment, but it is covering a large real estate, a big portion of our viewing area. You got to get over toward the east and southeast to actually see some of that sunshine filtering on in. There's a big, thick cloud deck, and then we go back toward the west, and there's a little bit more sunshine. So wait for that cloud deck to continue to move on through. You'll see those temperatures jump just a little bit. But the reason from those clouds, we have a system back toward our west, and it is a slow moving system. It is not moving very quickly, and so don't expect it today. We have some rain moving over the Mississippi Valley area at this moment, but it's not expected today. It's more of your next few days. So the rain chances, they will be increasing because of that system, but I just don't expect much out of it, okay? Let's break down what's going on at this moment. It's a good day. I mean, it feels pretty good outside. You feel that moisture sliding on in because the humidity is coming up just a bit. But look what happens, okay? So I showed you east, southeastern Kentucky. That's where we see some sunshine peeking through. And look at our temperatures, roughly right around that 80-degree reading. Then you go where there is a thick cloud deck, upper level cloud deck, and that's where we're holding on to those low 70s. Then you go where you're getting some more sunshine peeking through across I-65, and we're in the mid 70s. So once that moves back toward the east, you'll see these temperatures jump up just a bit, and we'll finish off there in the lower 80s when it's all said and done. No records for today. We were close yesterday. I mean, we actually missed it by 3 degrees here in Lexington. But nonetheless, I mean, it's still going to be pretty warm, about 15 to about 18 degrees above average. Stay with that mixture of sun and clouds through the evening, heading out to eat. It's good patio weather. For tomorrow, it's pretty good patio weather. It's still not all that bad, but we're going to throw in that small chance of raining. You'll see these temperatures take a hit tomorrow in some spots, staying in the upper 70s because of that cloud cover and also that small rain chance. Remember, on your Wednesday tomorrow, that's the small chance. Then we hit your Thursday. Thursday's going to be totally different. As you see those temperatures, watch this. We finish off where? In the mid 70s. So it's dropping and dropping because the rain chances are actually increasing. And those rain chances will keep those temperatures down just a bit. But I'd say Thursday, probably your best opportunity to see some rain. Now, it's not widespread. I'd say about 60%. Virtually all of us stay without, major thunderstorm threat or extremely heavy downpours. I just don't see a lot of rain out of this. You'll get some rain, but it's not going to be a lot, maybe a ½ an inch or less. That's about it. And that will last through Friday morning. Now, Friday afternoon and evening, if you have any plans during that time, trying to get out to Keeneland during that time, you can do that. It actually feel pretty good in the 60s. And then we head towards your weekend. Your weekend's phenomenal again. Mid 70s to around 80 degrees. And that's a good looking weekend, Saturday and Sunday. It'd actually be a little bit cooler than last weekend. Weekend was good last weekend, but on Sunday it got a little warm standing outside for
Oh, it did not.
A little, yes,
We
it
can't
did.
complain about that.
Hey, I was sweating, okay? I don't sweat when I'm cold, all right? So, yeah, I mean, that's the way it's going to be this weekend. It looks pretty good.
Even better then.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Good
Thanks.
deal, and we could use that rain at the end of the week. Thank you, Micah. We're coming back on WKYT. A couple of Kentucky coaches in the hunt for a move up in the ranks.
And a top contender is out of this year's Kentucky Derby. Dave Baker's next for sports.
And checking stocks as we head to break. It was a big day yesterday. Here at midday, stocks are mostly little changed.
CBS Tonight, NCIS will tag team with the FBI.
Weapons are missing.
Look, he's a spy stash in the laser tag arena.
On a case that unravels.
I drive.
Until the very end.
Go, go, go.
New NCIS, then.
She was dead before I could dial 911.
I have to bring the general in.
That is not a road you want to go down.
Find justice for this woman.
In this room, your stars mean nothing. Now sit down.
New NCIS New Orleans after NCIS, CBS Tonight.
With more selection and savings, you can stop and smell more roses at Meijer.
Get ready for spring and save big. Kevin's Carpets has a huge selection of hardwood, laminate, tile, carpet, and more. We have any flooring you need at a price you can afford. Kevin's Carpets now serving you in 2 locations, Lexington and Georgetown. Why, you'd have to be crazy to buy flooring anyplace else.
At Frankfort Toyota, we have new 2016 Camrys, up to $3,900 off MSRP or 0% financing for 60 months. New 2016 Corollas and RAV4s, up to $2,200 off MSRP or 0% financing for 60 months. And we'll double your no-cost maintenance to 4 years or 50,000 miles.
Frankfort Toyota, Google rated 4.9 out of 5 stars.
Frankfort Toyota, and online at frankforttoyota.com.
Call now during our Off to the Races sale here at One Day Bath by America's Window. A new walk-in tub makes bathing safe and enjoyable with a low threshold and hydrotherapy. Plus, call now and you'll save up to 20% on your new walk-in tub. Ask about our 0 down and 0 interest option for 12 months. Act now and receive a $500 discount certificate good towards your next purchase. You're always a winner at One Day Bath by America's Window.
Hitting someone at 35 miles per hour is like throwing them off a 4-story building. A little extra speed is a lot more deadly. Slow down, Lexington.
Hi, I'm Brian. I buy houses in the Lexington area.
No more stress. I can buy your house as is and we'll close professionally with a Lexington attorney. You can get all cash, debt relief, and peace of mind. Call me at 859-278-HELP or go to 278help.com.
Sawyer, you're in.
Me?
Yeah, playing shortstop. Hey, ball.
With more selection and savings, you get more brushes with glory at Meyer.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you, like WKYT on Facebook.
To use a racing phrase, Bob Baffert's stable had the ultimate perfect trip with American Pharaoh leading up to the Kentucky Derby a year ago. But just 12 months later, the disappointment the trainers have to manage virtually every week has now appeared. Cupid, who won the Rebel Stakes at Oaklawn but then ran 10th in Saturday's Arkansas Derby, is out of the Derby. He went off as the favorite in the Arkansas Derby and was in good position before fading. Baffert sent the colt to Lexington yesterday for minor surgery at Rood and Riddle to clear a breathing problem. If all goes well, Cupid could be back in time for the Preakness. That means that based on earnings, Mo Tom moves up to be the last horse in the field of 20 as of today. Well, also yesterday, Gunrunner, the winner of the Louisiana Derby and the Risen Star, worked 5 furlongs in 1 minute for trainer Steve Asmussen at Churchill Downs. That equaled the fastest work of the day at the Derby track at that distance. Gunrunner, the road to the Derby, points leader.
I think as things sort out closer and stuff, you get to a feeling of how well they're going to do on that day. You know, right now I'm just extremely happy, or like I mentioned, you know, proud of the condition they're in to get here. And now the focus will be on, you know, sharpening them up or whatever you think that they need between now and the Derby.
And a pair of Kentuckians are in the running for the coaching vacancy at Nicholls State in Louisiana. Kentucky Wesleyan coach Happy Osborne and 2001 South Laurel graduate Richie Riley. Riley is currently at Clemson and has also spent time as an assistant at UAB, EKU, Coastal Carolina, and Pikeville. He's never been a head coach. Osborne went 456-84 in 15 seasons at Georgetown College, going to the NAIA National Final 7 times and winning the 1998 national title. Osborne also led Montgomery County to the boys' Sweet 16 semifinals in 2013. Coming up a little later today, big baseball showdown between the Cats and the Cards. We'll have more on that, much more coming up in sports a little bit later. But for now, guys, that's a look at sports on this Tuesday.
All right, Dave, thank you so much, and we hope you'll keep it here. There's a lot more coming up in the next half hour of WKYT News at noon.
Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin launches greed and corruption allegations against the former administration. We'll have the latest in a live report.
He admitted to stealing thousands of dollars from several organizations, but now the former director for the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame may not face criminal charges much longer. We'll explain why coming up at 12:30.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $89 million, and tomorrow night's Powerball jackpot is $227 million.